finding out who's pointing it. So he can crown her.
But something needs to be said on that as well. Something that is neutral can be pulled over into that which is spiritually harmful. How? How? I've only attended one professional football game in my life, and it was about 15 or more years ago. I played a little football when I was a kid. I didn't get this leg limping around like you've seen me do here. A dog ran into me.
The refrigerator.
I think he was playing for the Chicago Bears, I'm going to be honest with you. We have an awful lot of sports figures in our crusades across the country. Some of these people are Christians. Some of them love the Lord. And we were up in Montreal. It's been some time back now.
Yes.
But they gave us all the players of the Montreal Expos. They gave me a baseball, and all of them signed it. And I've got it in my library right now. I've gotten all kind of those things, from baseball pros and football pros. And the other day I got out of the elevator in a particular hotel, and I just opened the elevator and stepped out, and it was they were having a pro, I forget what they call it, a game in town.
Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl, that's it. And I weigh 200 pounds, but this guy picked me up, honestly, like I weighed 15 pounds, and my legs just did like that. You know, I never missed the program. I thought, if you keep squeezing, you're going to miss it, because I'm going to be dead. And just most gracious and most kind. Now, when I said a moment ago that something that is neutral, absolutely no harm in it, can be taken out of the neutral and pulled over into that which is spiritually harmful. And we're reaching that place right now in most sports in America. I'm going to tell you why. Young people are impressionable. They're very impressionable. They look up, and they should not do it, but they do it. They look up to sports figures. And there's really nothing wrong with that. I'm not here preaching against that. It's just nothing wrong with it. Kids are that way, you know. Whoever can hit the ball. When I was a kid, Jack Dempsey was the greatest fighter that ever lived. No, I was born after Dempsey, but I read his life story. Babe Ruth, there was nobody like Babe Ruth. You know, the big train, Walter Johnson, most of you don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but today, it is a known fact that too many sports greats, quote unquote, are riddled with drugs. And they're setting a terrible example. An example that is so pathetic that it beggars description. Drugs are rampant in the sporting world. They're trying to deal with it, but not too very good. Number two, players oftentimes could care less about contracts. Just where can I get the most money? That sets a terrible example for kids. Number three, it's gotten so bad that many cities are being forced to make laws that only a certain number of cans or whatever they do with it, glasses or bottles of beer, can be sold at a professional football or baseball game, because they are drinking so bad that near riots are occurring that's causing all kind of problems. I mentioned a while ago about going to one pro football game years ago. Where I sit, where we were sitting there, maybe I was just in a bad spot, I don't know, but everything around me was drunk or getting that way. I mean, everything around me. I guess if I could have counted them, as far as I could see and count, they were drunk or getting drunk and getting loud and the filthiest talk, men and women both. And, you know, I sat there for a few moments, and I just stayed for a few minutes. People I was with, I told them, I said, I tell you what, I'm going to go outside and walk around a while. Y'all can, don't you want to? No, I'm not interested. But I couldn't stand that, Don. Right. I couldn't stand that atmosphere. That's right. All that debauchery and drunkenness and profanity and cursing and filthy talk. I'm not a prude, and I'm not a piece of porcelain, but to purposely place myself in a setting of that nature. We all have to be in it at times and can't help ourselves. But to purposely pay money and to go and sit myself down in that, knowingly and purposely, it offends me greatly. I'm not angry at the people. I wasn't wanting to bash them over the head or anything of that nature. But that's the world system. And a game that is by itself neutral that has no harmful connotation to it has been taken over almost by the world. Now, that doesn't mean you ought to go kick football out of your Christian schools or baseball. I'm not talking about that. We don't have any football teams here at our school because I purposely told them you can't do it. And the reason I said don't do it, have baseball, anything else you want, basketball, but it's too many bones broken, heads bashed up. And I just can't think the body is a temple of the Holy Spirit ought to be submitted to all of that.